I'm just gonna come off again and I'll come back in again.
Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liberal 12th Man Show. We are, sometimes, you know how it is. It gets, air traffic control doesn't let the Liverbird leave when you want it to leave. So we had to postpone our flight today and make it a little bit later than normal, but we are airborne and we are joined by the Irishman, and we're going to be joined by Nalante here shortly. How are you doing, Irishman?
Very well. How are you?
Very well.
I'm good.
I'm good. I know that probably. Yeah, I know, and I hate it because like the normally when you get these late starts or when you drop the show a little bit before just going live, you don't do it early enough. They don't throw out the notifications for people. So for those that are joining us late, or for those that are with us right now, big up to each and every one of you. And if you're watching the replay, of course, big up to you as well. But we hope that you see that we're live and that you join us. I know it's a little bit late again, but big up, Dara. Big up, Dara. How you doing? I also have a couple of subjects of discussion today. Some topics that I thought would be very interesting to delve into. Some topics dealing with Adidas, also dealing with our new kit sponsor, I should say, coming out for the upcoming year. I also have some news about a possible target that I really like. I know Brian likes as well. Some of you might like him as well out there, but there's apparently some interest, and we are pursuing this in the January window because this player currently is not getting the type of basic time on the pitch that he would like. And even if it means a loan deal, we might pursue this deal. I don't know if it's going to be a loan to purchase deal. I would love for it to be, but you'll have to wait until I drop the name. And I also have couple like updates on some players that are currently in the mix of looking at possible transfers. And I also have finally off-subject topic from the Reds, but it's just a topic that I wanted to ask and see how you guys felt about it and what you would do if you guys were the coach for this position or this particular circumstance or situation scenario. So again, I hope that you guys are well out there and know that, again, we got a little bit of a late start, but again, the Liverbird is flying high, and we are definitely looking forward to this segment with you. So big up to Nigel, by the way. Big up. I haven't seen you in a little while, Nigel. Hope that you're well. It's been a little while since I've seen the chat, but it's always a blessing to see you. He does not play in the Bundesliga, Dara. If you want to take another guess, I can give you a clue at least. I don't know if Irishman has night. I think Irishman probably would know. I think Irishman would probably get it, actually. We'll probably find one or two guesses. But this player plays in La Liga. So I don't know if you want to take a guess. I'm going to bring up the subject in a minute. So but if you want to guess like Dara.
I'm pretty sure I know who it is already. So.
All right, put it in the private chat if you don't want to give it away, I guess, then. Put it in the private chat.
No,
I'll get it before I say it.
I'll leave you.
You just be honest with me.
Okay.
I'll
leave you bring it up for the chat.
So the first subject that I wanted to bring up today and talk with you guys about is a player that I definitely I do like. And is a player that I would love to see in the fold of, like, especially since, with the news of Maka, and and just just our ideas of what we're doing with Dom as well. Maybe Brian can give me a better assessment of him. I kind of see him a little bit more gauged towards a Maka than he is towards a Dom. Certainly more so towards Maka than he is Dom, because he's more of a technical player. But I'll tell you what the news is. The Reds have their eyes on a player that is named Guler. He is a regular in Carlos Ancelotti's side, but he's only made 3 starts in La Liga this season, and there are claims that Real Madrid are open to loaning him out. So the other teams that are interested in trying to go in for the swoop for him, the other teams that are looking to possibly go in for this loan deal are Girona, Bayer Leverkusen, and Fenerbahce. How do you say that name again? Fenerbahce? Fenerbahce, right? Yeah, so they're considering making a loan swoop for him as well in the winter transfer window. Liverpool are also interested in this winger and are set to table a loan offer for him in January. He's a player I like. I like the player a lot. I know that Brian, you spoke on him a little bit. Do you have you want to give your little bit of an analysis on what makes you like the player, and what or if you have any concerns about the player?
No concerns. What's not to like, really? Wide player, skillful, bags of tricks, can score goals, can beat people. Pretty much, yeah. He's the kind of kid that if he go, you see a lot of these younger kids come along, so we don't know what the future holds for anybody. But
right.
He has all the ability and all the skill in the world. He scored a great goal in the thingies, the Euros.
In the Euros, yep.
Yeah, and he didn't just score. It wasn't just like, he scored a great goal. He played really well, and he grew into the tournament as it went along. So him, I thought you might have been talking about Kubo, but he's one of that, the latest kind of that young wonder kid winger type guy that Real Madrid always go after. So again, it's getting someone like him on loan is a bit messy, but if you were to bring him in, if he's gonna, there's always going to be casualties, or I don't know, whatever you would call it. But when Madrid are going out and buying Endrick and Mbappe, and probably have someone else lined up, and
exactly,
there's only so many spots in a team, and a kid like that, there's no point him not playing, because you stunt his development then, and in 2 years' time he ends up at Schalke doing nothing or something like that. So if it's not something that will probably go down to us loaning some kid from Madrid to develop him for
them, right? Exactly.
I'd love to go out and buy him. I'd love to go out and buy him. Yeah, I'd love if that happened. Yeah, I'd be all for that.
Yeah, I know that the player is he's got that name tag on him that you hate to hear. And
the Turkish Messi.
The Turkish Messi, yes. No, it's not. I couldn't find anything. That's not Red Bull. It's not Red Bull. I'm not like Dom. Apparently, Dom just inked Dominic just inked a deal with Red Bull. Apparently, I think a sponsorship deal or something like that. And not like him. This is Capri Sun. Quickly. I'm Team Capri Sun, so I had a couple of them on the side, so I figured I'd bring one out. Team Capri Sun with the Beijing Reds. When I'm with the Beijing Reds. Well, good to see you, Bernie, by the way. Good, Irishman, I'm sorry.
What flavor?
What is the flavor? Pacific Cooler.
That doesn't make it any easier. Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, I have no idea what Pacific Cooler flavor
what
is.
The hell? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have no idea
a cooler,
what that is.
A cooler that they found floating in the Pacific probably wouldn't taste
I guess. It's got all natural ingredients. So I mean, like, I guess whatever that means.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural
Okay.
to the Pacific, I guess, or something.
Yeah. Sweet.
Capri Sun should sponsor the Phoenix Suns. That's a good shout, MK Big up, MK Toe. They should. But again, this guy's a Turkish player. He's 19 years old. Not exactly a tall guy, but decent size for a football player. He's 5'9". Left-footed, very, very skillful with his passing, very skillful with his, with the long balls, also a playmaker. I don't see how he gets into this Real Madrid side. I know he's biding his time to kind of get into the side, but I still don't see him as he's certainly not a starter for them. And I don't see how he finds his way into the lineup this year, considering there's so much talent on the Real Madrid team ahead of him that's already been, developed and already been asserted as being the choices to be the options off the bench. But again,
I'll flip your question from last night on you. Would you take him for Trent in January?
Oh wow. That's a very good question. I don't know if I would. I would turn that down.
Okay.
I would turn that down.
And Nigel, just because Nigel wasn't here last night, it's just a thing 12th Man came up with, or a question he was asking us last night about whether we would take certain players for Trent in January or whatever. But,
it was like Tuchemani, I think was the player we were talking about yesterday. Yeah.
Like, I'd love us to go out and buy him. I'd be all for that. But see, the thing is, like, what you get is a player like him who makes it to Real Madrid at that age with all that talent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very difficult for him to kind of say, "Oh yeah, that's actually that it's not going to work out for me here." He's at the biggest club in the world. He's done everything to get there.
Right.
It's hard for him to go, forget about that dream. Yeah, it's never going to work for me. Yeah, Liverpool fans are right. I should go there. Or Bayern fans are right. I should go there. Give up. It's very hard for him to walk away because the chances of getting back there, not very high. And it may be hard to get him to leave Madrid also.
Mm-hmm.
He could end up playing for us for 6 years and maybe ends up back at Madrid or Barcelona or something like that when he's 27, 28. But it takes a lot for him to say, I'll give up on my Real Madrid dream now and I'll walk. That would be an incredibly complicated deal unless, of course, Real Madrid start doing Real Madrid things and basically tell him to get the fuck out the club, because they will do that kind of stuff as well. So if they start acting like that, then you might have a player.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just what I'm saying. I mean, their squad is pretty stacked. I mean, I know Luka is eventually going to retire, but they still, Bellingham, you have Camavinga.
I can see him agreeing to a loan. That's it. Just to clear that up, I can see him agree. I'm not saying he won't leave. Like, I mean, if they say to him, "We want you to go on loan and come back to us in a year," I'm sure he'd be okay with that. But I'm just saying in terms of actually like signing full time for another club. Okay, that might be different for him, but he might be available. But would Liverpool fans want him knowing he's going back in a year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. You have to ask everyone else. I wouldn't be overly mad about it, because what if he's brilliant and he has to go back?
Yeah, because then that would. I'm not down for getting a loan from him, like you just said. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's probably because it's a Kappa jacket. That's why it's one of those like. Yeah. I know, that's why MK. Yeah, it's a wild one. It's a wild one. Wild jacket. Kappa. I love Kappa, by the way.
Do they call him Kappa in America?
Or Kappa.
We just call him. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
But it's isn't it Kappa Kappa? Isn't that the name of it? I thought it was.
They just call it Kappa here anyway.
Yeah, it's Kappa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was
They
Kappa. I thought it was Kappa Kappa because each one, like, that's why there's two. So, like a guy and a girl, I think, back to back. Guy Kappa Kappa. Anyways, yeah, I get this little stick on it. This is from my European travels. I got this jacket. I saw it and I was like, Kappa, and I was like, oh, I'm definitely getting that. I've never seen them with. I know that Kappa's never been an official sponsor, but you know. But there are some sometimes you see certain things and just, I guess, not happen. But let me make sure that Latte gets everything set. He might be typing or something. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know what he was doing. But we do have Latte in the house with us now. So it's a deal, though. I thought it'd be nice to say, because we were just talking about it yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know if Google heard. Google listens to you. I think Google listens to all of us, or at least some of these apps listen to most of us. And then it's amazing how, like, the very next day, or maybe even hours later, you'll end up like having some article or an advertisement from whatever you were talking about. But it was very interesting. That was like on the top of my Liverpool news feed was this story, and I was like, oh, that's super cool. I rate the player. I like Kubo as well. That's a forward, but I mean, yes, it is. By the way, Dara, it is
Turkish winger. There, he's class. Don't worry.
He is a class
if we get
player.
him, don't worry. He's brilliant. Don't worry, he's brilliant. We do get
I
him.
would love to have that.
About.
Yeah, that would be.
He's the kind of player fans like to watch.
Yeah,
he's just one of those players fans like to watch. He'll entertain fans. He'd try things, go past people, all that stuff, all that good stuff. That's all you need.
Yeah, he'd be a good 10. He'd be a really, really good 10 for us too. That's why I could see him playing if he's a center. He plays center mid, but I mean, he could play a 10 role, I think, pretty nicely.
He plays wide. He plays wide for Turkey as well, so you can.
Yep, he does
do that job as well. So he's very, very. What's the word? Like, I suppose, multifunctional.
Multifunctional, yeah, for sure. There is talks too there is some updates now about our new kit sponsor. I know some of you guys weren't really, really big on Nike being our kit sponsor. I thought Nike was a good kit sponsor because Nike's distribution, global distribution hubs are massive. Obviously, I'm not saying Adidas or Reebok or even Puma aren't substantial as well. But I mean, Nike does have a very, very big distribution market, and the deal that we had with Nike was an exceptional deal. Actually, at the time, I think it was like one of the best deals ever inked for a kit maker. I think it was something like that, because like it was the return for the club was so high in the sense that they got like a good percentage of the shirt sales and the likes. But Adidas was our shirt sponsor from 1985 to 1996, and then they became our shirt sponsor from 2006 to 2012. Kit maker, right?
Yeah,
right. So, but now it looks like they're going to be coming back. It's expected to be. It says here, reported by Liverpool Echo, report that finances are expected to match Arsenal's lucrative 75 million per season arrangement with Adidas that Arsenal currently have. Makes sense, by the way. I wouldn't see why we wouldn't possibly have maybe a little bit over what Adidas is the Adidas deal, to be honest with you, considering that I think there's more of a reach towards Liverpool fans than there are towards Arsenal. Not saying that Arsenal doesn't have a substantial fan base, but I think Liverpool have a slightly bigger fan base. All the same, this would definitely make Adidas a real big a big player in the European market once again. I get it with Art. They're with Arsenal. They just lost out with Germany, though. They lost out with, apparently, I guess the split with the German national team, which is interesting. Puma was another company that was really trying to get us to sign with them as well. It was Puma also threw its hat in the ring, but failed. And then also Nike did try to re-sign with us, but Adidas, just the deal that Adidas is doing is really big. And because Adidas wasn't going to have to split their interest between the German national team and Liverpool, now Liverpool will most likely be their number one priority when it comes to their kits. So it should be interesting. You guys like excited about that? Nolante, are you excited about the Adidas becoming our new kit maker?
First of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once
Good
again,
evening.
welcome to all. Brian 12, always classics from you two, as always. Keeping the machine running. Putting this bit.
No killer.
Exactly, bro. I tell you, man, the work rate is crazy, as they say. A bit of a LeBron, in the making. 12,
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
LeBron settings right there. But yeah, it does Adidas. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm an Adidas guy over Nike, to be fair. I've always been like that. So I'm more than happy. And Adidas, has some classic kits. I've got one of the kits I've had was the 95-96 kit, which is the one with the V-neck. A bit of a Barca classic one I had when I was younger. So yeah, man, bring on Adidas, man. No problem. Let's go.
Okay. How about for you, Brian? What was your favorite, by the way, out of all the kit makers that we've had?
Yeah, well, I'm not a kits guy. I don't wear club colors and stuff like that. So, I just like I don't really care. Whichever brings in the most money is probably the best one to go for, because at this stage, most of them they're not as individual as they used to be. A lot of them are fairly identical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, never really had a problem with Nike. They made some nice kits. They made some horrible kits. Adidas made some horrible kits. They made some nice kits. They've all made some horrible kits. Like I always say, like the home kit is just all red. It's not that hard to get it right. You just do it easy. So, I like Adidas because like they've been they've been making football shirts pretty much since day one. So it's kind of their thing. They have the history of doing it. They have the history with the club. So you'll probably see, like, knowing the way they do things now, you'll probably see lots of kind of, what would they call them, like harking back kits, like classic retro versions of, this famous Adidas kit and that famous Adidas kit. They'll probably be opening up the back catalog, and reimagining ones. I can imagine a lot of that stuff coming down the line, which would be fine, which would be nice. But yeah, as long as the money is good, like the Nike one was
50 million. 50 million.
Yeah, that was only 50, but it was the cut on it, and it was like you're saying,
cut on the royalties. Yeah,
everybody had the, like New Balance for, like, it's like literally, guys, there's no issue here. Only the fact is you cannot get enough shirts to shops. You just can't do it. You don't have the network. And they were like, yeah, but we can do something. It was just like, cool, look, we love what you're doing, but every shop I walk into, there's no kits on the rack because you haven't been able to get your supply chain, ready. And then Nike is just standing there going, excuse me, biggest supply chain on earth, we can get it's like that kind of thing in The Simpsons. Is like, how quickly can you fill up my my stores, 3 minutes,
Yeah.
They were just there ready to go. And that's what FSG needed, was volume in shops. And I think Adidas, there's absolutely no way that they'll be lagging behind in that. But if you can give us more money on top, less off the shirts, maybe, who knows? But as long as we're up there and we're getting paid as much as, at least as much as Arsenal, there's no way Arsenal should be getting paid more than us for having their kits made. No chance. I don't know about the other two, the other crowd, but yeah, for us anyway, we should be. And like you said, they're giving up the Germany thing now. So to see them back in the saddle, it's kind of like, they're not the only kit sponsorship we've ever had, but they are a bit kind of nostalgic for people. So hopefully it works well. And I'm sure all these retro kit people that love all their retro kits and stuff, they're probably going to have a lot of good stuff coming down the line with Adidas, because there's money to be made there, and they won't be shy of making it. So yeah, it's good to go. I mean, I'm sure it won't take long before there's a few elite kits. But like I said, the home kit, man, it's really it's harder to get that wrong than get it right.
Yep. Looks like they took the goal back. Looks like they
Puma would have been interesting, though. I will say that at the end. Sorry, Puma would have been interesting. I don't think we've ever had Puma.
No, we haven't.
So Puma, I love Puma. Puma's got always kind of naturally has a retro kind of feel to it a lot of the time. That would have been interesting kit maker, but probably couldn't match Adidas with the money.
I think they probably couldn't match the money, considering that they're going to offer them. I mean, looks like they're offering 75 million, at least 75 million or something like that. And that's going to be that's a nice chunk of change. But I don't know. Puma doesn't really have. I don't know if Puma has.
They just got bought. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Puma was bought recently by somebody.
Yeah, you're right, bro. They were.
They just got bought out. I get double check.
I think they were bought bought out, or kind of bought by a bigger kind of conglomerate type thing or something like that.
I think they've been bought out by Adidas, actually.
Was it Adidas took them over?
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, that was kind of niggling at the back of my head there. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Puma
That's
are,
interesting.
Indeed, it is.
Well, they
So
broke
the
away
brothers
because
finally
they were the same company.
brothers
Yeah, they
finally
come
just
back together.
cash it out.
Yeah.
Not they're like Oasis, maybe.
Oh, don't bring up that bag of shit.
Oh, Brian doesn't like the Gallagher brothers.
Yes, Brian's not Oasis.
I'd rather listen to
No Wonderwall for Brian right there. No Wonderwall for Brian.
Even if they were Liverpool fans, I would.
You'll be like, no, yeah. Wow, Bryce, that's much distaste you have for the Gallagher brothers.
But also, you add in the fact that they are City fans and love to rub it in people. Well, Noel loves to rub it in people's noses.
Yeah, that's true, innit? Yeah, TalkSport, he's always on there.
Oh, he hangs City flags, like when he does his that new band he has. I do know what they're going to call. I do know what they're called. I'm going to pretend I can't remember their name. But he always has like Man City flags up on stage and stuff. And when they go, like, there's footage of him like basically taking the piss out of Liverpool fans at his concerts when he realized, like, I think he made a statement and someone like boo, and he was talking about Klopp, and he starts fucking.
Yeah.
He'll say it's banter, but it's like real shitty dickhead football banter where he's just like, What are you talking about? Your team is shit. Why are you talking to me? You're Liverpool. You're shit. Why are you laughing at a City fan? You're shit. You're just shit. You're always going to be shit. And we're like the best team ever. So what's your issue here? There's all this kind of stuff. So yeah, no to Oasis.
Okay.
No. Yeah. And Bernadette, you're right. They are copycats, Bernadette. Yeah, you're right.
No problem. How they copy the people? Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what they were called. I thought they were called like the next Beatles or something like that at one point or something.
No. Nobody ever called them that. They copy T-Rex. They copy T-Rex and the Kinks a lot more than. Oh no, they probably called themselves the next. Yeah, but look, some stupid people would have called them that. But nobody ever really. They were not. Yeah, they're lad band, lager loud.
Yeah,
culture. Exactly. That's where they come from. Are they losing?
It just got knocked out 1-1. No, they just won.
Bellingham scored.
Yep. Judas just scored.
Jude the fraud Bellingham.
Yeah. Someone said, did someone not say it was 2-0 to Greece? Or was,
it was 2-0.
Then they, that's what you're talking about.
Bar took the goal down. Yeah.
That's the second one, though. They had one ruled out ages ago as well when they were 1-0.
Yeah.
The same guy, Pavlidis or something like that. I think he scored as well, and that was offside. So, they've been living on the edge.
They have been.
Yeah. Yeah, England been average if I'm honest. Trent, yeah, ain't been great, but again, they've got enough quality. That's the only reason why you could have a moment. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a moment.
yeah, and Bellingham's a bit of a moments player, really, isn't he?
He's having
Exactly, bro.
Though he is statistically, he's having a good game so far.
No, that's what I'm saying. But if you need a guy to, sorry, but I mean, he did it a lot for Real Madrid, like scoring a last minute goal. I'm not saying he only does in I'm not saying he only plays in moments. I mean, he's the man for the big moment.
I got you.
He often pops up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking.
Yeah. Good.
No, sorry. I was just going to say, just speaking of which, both you and the chat, you can answer this. 12 from Ryan. Do you see Belleman? Do you see Belleman as overrated?
I'll go maybe a tiny bit at the moment. I mean, maybe a tiny bit at the moment because, yeah, it's hard for him almost not to be at least rated. Rated at to be, what he is, because he's clearly very, very good at the whole football thing. And he's at one of the biggest clubs in the world. He's English, so of course they're going to make him out to be probably better than he is, the English press. I mean, so probably maybe a little bit overrated by the English press, but I don't think they've completely lost their minds about him, which is surprising, again, because they are, mind you, let's see how they talk tomorrow. If he pops up and scores a winner,
Yeah,
I'd say by some people, perhaps, yeah. But the fact, Delante, I would say the fact that he doesn't play for an English club, so he doesn't have a whole gang of English fans going to bat for him, say Man United fans or Chelsea fans or Liverpool fans, and he never played for one of the big clubs. He went from Birmingham, Dortmund, Madrid. So if he was an Arsenal player, I reckon they'd be saying he's the next this and the next that. Then they'd be overrating him. But he is also pretty bloody good, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if this is possibly their England's strongest lineup, or at least the starting lineup that they came out with. Do you think that's their strongest lineup? I know Harry Kane is a absolute, phenomenon in itself, but
would you say 12? What's your?
Yeah, they went with a 4-4-2. They went with
I mean on whether he's over on Atlanta.
Oh, whether Bellingham's overrated.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't think Jude Bellingham is for what people make him out to be. I don't think he's the best, one of the best players in the world in the sense of like he's the most world-class player currently. I mean, can he become one? Yes, absolutely. But this is like the first year I think he's had to really be like the spotlight player on a upper echelon team.
Give him a couple of years. He started well. He started brilliantly, to be honest.
He started brilliant, yes, absolutely.
Actually, and Nolante, that kind of shiver you get. They say someone's walked over your grave, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I actually got that when I said, imagine if he was playing for Arsenal. Could you imagine if they had Bellingham? Oh God, we would never ever hear the end of this guy.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, they talk about Declan Rice as if he's the next Makalele or something.
But that's the thing about it.
They have Bellingham. Jeez.
That's the thing about it. It's like I think that I'm more impressed by Gravenberch, to be honest with you. I know it's going to be like people are going to be like, oh, you're just speaking that way because he's a Red.
Because he's a Red, yeah.
But I am more impressed by what I've seen from Gravenberch than what I see from Jude. How about that? I'd go as far as to say that.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm not saying Gravenberch is world class or something like that. That's why I'm saying I don't think he's. I highly rate Ryan Gravenberch, but I don't think he's world class just as of yet. But I mean, like, it's only been a few handful of games. But I mean, from what I see now, I rate Gravenberch over. Like, I was watching a 11 versus 11 versus they're doing a combined 11. Excuse me, not 11 versus 11. Combined 11 of Arsenal versus Liverpool, and the only
12, just to stop you before you go on, sorry. T1 Greece to just score the last minute goal.
Greece. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Just saw that
That's
myself.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Go 312. Continue.
I mean,
anyway.
they've been knocking on that door for a while, though.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah. They have, to be fair.
let's see if it stands. I know it's getting reviewed right now. It hasn't. I see it up on the board, but they haven't really put it official. I was just gonna say though, combined, they did a combined 11. I'm sure we'll do a combined 11 when we face Arsenal.
2-1, is it? Cool. 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1, 2-1.
Yeah.
Yep, it's official. It just got marked in.
Yeah.
Same guy too. Same guy. Damn.
Yeah. They deserve it. They deserve
He's
it.
a terror.
Yeah, this guy, he sounds like he could have had about 5 goals. And what's his Pavlidis?
Yeah, he could
Pavlidis
have.
or something?
He literally could have had 4 or 5 goals. This
That's
guy.
4 anyway. He's had 2 chalked off. He scored twice.
Yeah.
I mean, can we get this guy signed up? I love him already.
Hey, holler at Simcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Simi's not playing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Simi.
Yeah.
25 years
remind
old.
me,
So,
remind me, Dara. Remind me, Norm. I'll give you the little bit of the story about the song before the show ends. But just if you're going, just remind me, and I won't interrupt it now. But he's just talking about songs, so I have a good little story I want to tell Norm about a song. But we'll do it when there's time at the end of the show.
yeah. I'm trying to make sure. I might butcher his name, so I'm gonna try my best. Plays for Benfica. Vangelis Pavlidis.
Yeah. Go with it. Sounds right to me.
Yeah, Greek player.
Go with it.
25 years old. 6'1". Is plays with both. Preferred foot is left and or right. Does not matter. Very, very highly, straight up striker, high pressing, finishing, positioning. His weakness is
they
ball
only
control.
just buy him? Oh God, okay. Sorry, that's what his weakness is, ball control. That's not the strongest start.
Yeah.
Did they just buy him? Did they just buy him?
They bought him in 2024. So
yeah. I was thinking I never heard of this guy.
But they bought him for cheap because this is in American dollars, so I don't know what it would be in pounds, but it's $19.8 million.
Yeah, it's an investment for a club like Benfica. For Benfica, that's a decent fee, but yeah, that's not an
AZ. He was originally with AZ, that's why. And AZ bought him for 3.1 million American. So yeah, he's been on the rise, this guy. Just put him in front. But yeah, so what I was trying to get at though with the midfield though, they were comparing the midfield. These guys were going, I think it was Boovy and I think it's the club that they were talking about. And I saw a little short. It was like Rory and Boovy and some other ones. And they were trying to come across for a combined 11 for the midfield between Arsenal, Liverpool, and the only player that they put in there was for Liverpool was McAllister. They had Declan Rice in there, and they had, what was the other player that they had in the midfield? I don't think it was Partey. I don't think it was Partey. I'm trying to think who else they had in there. Hold on, let me double check here.
Well, was it Odegaard?
Oh, Odegaard, yeah, Odegaard. And that's a shout. I can understand. Odegaard is a certain shout. I'm not that big. I don't think Declan Rice is definitely a great player. He's a good player. I just don't know if. I don't think he's. I think if you want to say overhyped, I think Declan Rice is overhyped. How about that?
He's average.
I think I would sooner say Declan Rice is overhyped before I said Jude Bellingham is overhyped. If that's a better answer for you.
Yeah,
would you? I don't know if you guys would agree or not.
Yeah, I'm not for Rice.
You're not for Rice?
Nope.
Yes, very overpriced for $100 and some odd million player, £100 million player, over £100 million player. There's no way I could see that. I couldn't see that being a. If I was a sporting director, I would not be making that deal. I would, despite Declan Rice being homegrown in England and all that other stuff, still, he's not a $100 million player. I would sooner go for a different player than before putting $100 million into him.
Well,
Yeah, it's
What's that? What are you guys gonna say?
no, I was going to say there's a reason why City pulled out when it came to West Ham wanted 100 million. He said, well, yeah, we want him, but there's like 50, 60. It's like more than that. It's like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yep.
Arsenal, you have him. There's a reason why.
Yep. That game was at Wembley Stadium too, by the way. Wow.
Yeah, it was at Wembley. Yeah. To be honest, man, England, they're yeah. I think because of sadly, the passing of he played at Sheffield United, the right back who died yesterday. Sadly.
Yes.
Yeah, George Baldock.
awful.
Yeah. It was very sad. And it's very sad anyway because he's playing in Greece. So yeah, can say they played for him. So fair, well done, Greece.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know he was over there at the time.
No, did I, Brian? That's the thing. I didn't know. Yeah. I knew he's released. I didn't know what club, but very sad at that 31. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, well done, Greece, man, because playing for him, he's got some good friends in the squad that he played for. I think Panathinaikos. So yeah.
Yeah, it is
surprising.
But you know what? It's better than Man United and Arsenal meltdown and England meltdown.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I was surprised to see Simicast didn't make the lineup for Greece.
Yeah. I mean, it's true, isn't it? He's not even injured, so I don't know whether rested or he's had a fallout. I don't know. It's got to be one of the two because he's an automatic starter for them. So,
I think he captained them the last time. I think he might
exactly. Bro.
I don't know if he's like outright captain, but I'm pretty sure he captained them the last time I saw him play. Maybe. So yeah, there must be something going on there. Yeah,
there has to be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like he would have had to travel. He's already in England, so.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Not like a flyer, like, hey.
Yeah, he's probably like, I'll drive myself to the game. I don't care. You know?
Yeah.
Who knows?
On more positive news, boys, I've just seen highlights. I'll be getting texts. But Ibu, though it's Israel, he had a very good game today for France. I know it's Israel. Yeah.
Let's see if our Lucho is playing today, by the way. Lucho is starting. Lucho is starting, by the way.
Yes. Still 0-0.
Lucho and his Colombian brethren are taking on Bolivia today. So, and that's in Bolivia, man.
Oh, Mariani, you're right.
Fortunately, it's not the last game in the week. Because they're going to play I think they're going to play 2 games this week, right?
Yeah, these are World Cup qualifiers. These are the World Cup qualifiers.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying, Bolivia is like one of the most difficult places to play in South America because of
the altitude.
The altitude.
Yeah. They're unbeaten up in La Paz. Yeah, they're unbeaten up there in about 50 years, basically.
But then Bolivia when Bolivia goes and plays in Brazil or Argentina, different story.
But
much different story.
Ireland won anyway. Ireland went to Finland and got a good away win.
Yeah. Again, like you said, France 4-1 winners over Israel. That's such an interesting that Israel sometimes that they play 2-2 draw for Belgium and Italy, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I know Italy had 10 men, so.
And then in about 15 minutes, we're going to see the Venezuela is going to be hosting Argentina. We did have reports about how, originally the Argentinian coach did want to play McAllister. McAllister is a very important player. I think that McAllister is a player that we all rate him, obviously, but worldwide, globally, the global acceptance that he possibly is the second best player for Argentina at this moment, I think, is a shout. At least I think that's a shout. I think that McAllister makes Messi be able to allows Messi to do what he can do, especially at this age of his and stage of his career.
I would put. Sorry, Nilante, you go ahead.
Yeah, go no, bro. You go first. It's all right. You go first, buddy.
I would say right now, still just right now, because if you look at what he's doing in Miami, Messi is still their best player.
Mm-hmm.
Won't be for much longer. But I would have, and it's only by a hair, the second best player right now for me would be Lautaro, and then it would be Mac. But it's literally by a hair. And that would probably be more important, maybe to do with importance as well as Lautaro being a goal scorer. But he has been someone I want at Liverpool for a long time. And he's been consistently scoring goals at a really high level in Italy. So give Mac another year of performing at this level. It's real. I mean, I'm doing that thing where I'm kind of waving my hands in front of me and they're both in the same place. It's sort of, it's that close, it's there's nothing between them. But right now, I just think about Lautaro Martinez at Liverpool. That's something we should do. Ain't gonna happen though. Ain't gonna happen.
Probably not.
Well, look, I'm
Naka
happy if he stays at Inter. If he stays at Inter, I'm happy. He stays at Inter because everybody looks good in that shirt. It's an Inter shirt, and they're Inter.
Oh yeah, I would not like to see. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like if Martinez were to come to like a Arsenal or go to.
Oh, don't say it. Stop talking about good players going to Arsenal.
Oh, sorry. I'll take it back. I take it
Brighton.
back.
Just say Brighton or something.
Brighton. How about that? Yeah. Maybe Sunderland. Maybe Sunderland. How about that? Something like that. Because Sunderland might be having. I don't know if you guys heard this news, but Sunderland might. Be the new team for a former captain of ours, Mr. Hendo. He might be making a return to Sunderland.
Back to where it all started.
Back to where it all started, exactly. Back to where it all started. I wonder when that's going to happen for. I think that will happen for Milner eventually too.
No, Milner. No, I'm not sure.
Retire Brighton.
Yeah, he's at Brighton. Yeah, I think he retired Brighton. I mean, most is maybe Leeds.
Yeah, but is he actually from Leeds? Oh no, he is. Yeah, he is.
He is. Oh, yeah, he's a Yorkshire boy. Yeah,
like,
he's a Yorkshire
out there, but he is. Yeah. So okay, they're a team that's competitive. So maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Why not?
I mean, how much longer can he go on for, man? Surely.
Yeah,
maybe one more year after this year.
Yeah.
I think so.
Even if it's, do they do the like I know here in America, like they'll do something where they'll sign a player for like 1 day. It'll be like a 1 day contract or something like that, just so that the player can retire at the team. Do they do that maybe in England at all? Have you ever heard of that?
Have you ever heard of anyone doing that? That's your answer.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know.
No, that's never happened. I don't think you can. No, you can't sign. You can't sign a player. There'd be a minimum length of a contract. You couldn't sign a player for one day. No, that's never happened.
I mean, maybe.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but no, it's not a thing they do. Just answer your question. But like you get a testimonial, or you go back to a team. Or they might have like a big match in your honor kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. Yeah, but you can't. Yeah, no one's ever signed for a club and then. I mean, they've signed for a club and then quit after a day, maybe, and that might have been their last club. But, you can't sign someone on a 1 day contract. You could do it ceremonially, sure, yeah, but I could see Milner. What's he now? 38? Got to be 38.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Well, it turns 39 in January. So
he'd be pushing. Leeds would be a championship club. Like that's a hard league. He's like, I don't want to play 40. Well, he wouldn't play, but I wouldn't go to the championship, do the crazy championship season. I'd imagine he might a year in in the sun somewhere, a year in New York or a year in LA or a year in Dubai or something like that.
Mhm.
One last 3 million quid in the bank, a nice year somewhere, and wrap it up that way. But knowing him, he'd probably just go and run marathons for a living or something. God knows that guy,
Yeah.
Just wondering. Um,
Like Lallana's still there. Who would have thought
I
he'd
think
still
about
be
it.
going?
Yeah, he's back at Southampton now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he's had a lot of injuries. Like Milner has been fit.
Yeah.
You think that, like, but
Yeah.
Lallana's actually had quite a few injuries, and he's still going. He might need to kind of, take it easy. One more knee injury at his age, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
100%.
Probably player coach basically at this stage at Southampton. I'd say, is he?
No, he's just like he just play at the moment. So I think he's got the option of a second year, depending if Southampton stay up, which is looking highly unlikely with that PE teacher of a manager.
No, man. Come on.
We missed
Talk
that.
about going up. Like
Forest.
I don't know what would you. It's sort of like when it's like they've come. I don't know. I know people hate my fucking analogies, but it's sort of like they've walked into a restaurant and they've handed them the menu and they're just like, no, we're just having the bread. We're not sticking around here. Yeah, we're not buying
We're just
anything.
loading up.
Yeah, we're only going to be here for 5 minutes.
We're just loading up on
Yeah.
bread and
Exactly, Brian. Great analogy.
keep the waters coming. Yeah, there you go.
Exactly, 12.
Yeah, they know they're going right. Like you said, I've been trying to rack my brains and I know it, but I can't think of their manager's name right now. I don't even know the fucking guy's name.
Oh, it's the PE teacher, Russell Martin.
Russell Martin. No. Okay. I thought you were right. See, is it Russell? It's Russell something. Yeah.
Yeah, Russell Martin. Yeah.
Oh, it is Russell Martin. Okay.
It's Russell Martin. Yeah.
And
So,
did there not need? Did there not? Was there not an older manager? Was it not? Was there also a manager called Russell Martin years ago? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Probably thinking someone else. What for Southampton, bro?
Oh, did he, or was he used to be a player, Russell Martin?
Yeah, he was just recently. Yeah, recently he played for Norwich. Remember in the Premiership, right back. He was captain. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of because I've known the name for a long time. I've known that name for a long time. But yeah, okay, so it's obviously that guy. Right? Okay, I get it now. Yeah, so definitely no chance whatsoever to go back down or to stay up. So take your TV money, take your parachute money, keep your don't spend big on players, go back down and probably have 200 million next year, and then go. Like Southampton are one of those teams that shouldn't be a yo-yo club for me. When they come up, they got up to the heights with like Lallana and Lambert and people like Lovren.
Oh yeah.
Like they should never have gone into the state that they have, but they shouldn't be one of those teams that come a yo-yo club. They're too good for that. But anyway, we'll see. We used to give them a lot of money. I don't know how much money we like all those players I just named. I think we bought all of them, didn't we? And Klein.
Yeah.
Lallana, Lambert, Klein, Lovren. Did we buy anyone else off Southampton?
Mane,
all in the space of about 3 years. We just basically gave them about 200 million quid.
Okay. Before I get into my next topic here, I'm going to bring up Norm's question. Norm asked, question for panel and chat. If you could go back in our history and watch one player, who would it be? He says it's Peter Beersley. Love watching him play, he says.
Oh. I'm pretty sure which one would it be? Busy. Oh, that's easy for me. Barnes.
Yeah, that's a good show. It has to be a player that we've watched play, I guess, or is it a player that we would want to watch? That's an even better question.
I think if you could go back in history and watch any player, it's up to you.
Yeah.
You could go back and watch anyone you want to watch. I mean, Norm's probably seen all the people he wants to see play, so He'd probably
Yeah.
suddenly like to go watch and go back and watch play again. So obviously, I mean, of all the players that Norm has seen play, I mean, that really stood out to me there. Like Norm, I mean, he's seen them all. I mean, right up to now, it's incredible some of the players he's seen, and he still picks Beardsley. He still picks Beardsley. You know, not many people would have, you know, probably thought Beardsley. So that's really interesting. Yeah, man, I'm like Norm. I've seen so many people. I've been around so long that it's like Christ. I mean, I've got 5 already.
You've been around as long as Christ. That's pretty long.
But yeah, but I want to watch this. Yes, yeah. And we were good.
So the battle.
We were good
Guys
back
just
then.
picking it back in the day, you know. Drinking a
we
little
were
wine.
good back then. Yeah, I mean, we were good back then. Yeah, we had John the Baptist up front. You know.
Yeah.
Peter, Simon, John.
Yeah, right.
On the
God
wings.
bless them all.
On the wings. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did have. He had to start in 11, certainly.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
One has to ride the bench.
One of them couldn't be relied on.
One had to ride the bench. Yeah.
One of them couldn't be relied on either.
Yeah.
I think he took a bribe or something.
Maybe.
Who would I go
say,
back?
like, so one
you go.
In our history, who I would want to watch. So there's 2 answers. I would say either El Nino, because Torres was like, when growing up, that was like I love that player. Michael Owen's the reason why I started really watching Liverpool, but I would say, yeah, I don't think Torres at his prime. There was really no other player that I enjoyed watching more than possibly him. Close second, if not definitely even equal, though. I would say I would go back to watching. I'd like to go back to the Bobby years too. Like I'd go back to Bobby. I know it's very recent, and I know that's not too far back into the past, but I just think that front 3 is possibly the greatest front 3 that we've had together that have just been so.
You give the man a time machine. You give the man a time machine, and he goes back to last week. Okay.
Yeah, go back like
yeah.
Okay, well, you got to pick. You said Torres first, so
I said Torres. I would go back for Torres.
Yeah, I would have picked him. Well, I was toying with him, but you picked him, so that's made it easy. So I'll pick someone else. I'd say Fowler, because I just watched. I'm writing more quiz questions, so I'm watching documentaries, and I was watching a Fowler, like mini documentaries, and I was watching a Fowler one just about 2 hours ago, and his first couple of seasons at the club, which they weren't like, it wasn't on TV all the time over here back then. So like I saw a lot of that in clips, but I'd love to go and just seeing it again, scoring 5 goals in his second match, scoring record hat trick, scoring 4 goals against Arsenal, just constant, like, so, and that was a good time. So I would. I'm just thinking, is anyone I'm missing out? No, I'll say Fowler.
Fair enough, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of. I'm showing some of the answers. That's your boy. You love him. You love that guy.
Tita Kamara, he's great. Well, like special story. I love his story as well.
Special player.
Norm is saying he met Beardsley. I met him as well, Norm. When I say I met him, he was in not Phoenix Park. He was in Stephen's Green in the centre of Dublin, with his wife and kids. And I was living up, so I was just walking through, and I saw him there, and I just kind of gave a kind of a how are you, kind of wait. I didn't stop and talk to him. Yeah, he was with his wife and kids, kind of stuff. But it's Peter Beardsley. Even from like 25, 30 yards away, you instantly recognize him. He's got a face that nobody else could have. It was like it's not like, oh, is that Peter Beardsley? It's like, that's Peter Beardsley, man. Absolutely no doubt. He's tiny. He's tiny.
Return question for you, Norm, then too, and the chat and the panel. My turn. Before we get into the next subject. If you could hang out one day, this like how like they do those like not raffles, those auctions and stuff sometimes where you can hang out with the player if you the winning bid. If you won the auction to hang out with one player on this current Liverpool team, who would you want to spend your day with? Who is the player that you would want to?
Oh, this team.
Yes, this current team.
Oh.
This current team. Who would it be that you would want to hang out with for the day? You get the you could do the seesaw, you could do the merry-go-round or something. I don't know. I'm thinking in my mind right now what kind of day.
Yeah, that's a very weird day. Maybe just go for a couple of drinks and something.
Maybe. You don't have to go to the park.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe someone wants to go on the swing and you can get VVD to push you on the swing or something. I don't know.
We can go. A sightseeing tour. A sightseeing tour finished up with some food and a glass of wine. So there you go. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. I'm interested to see what people would pick. I'm interested to see who Norm would pick too. By the way,
I know who I picked.
Red Armchair supporter said VVD. VVD is getting picked a lot. Bernie saying VVD. Nigel says Connor. Really? Bradley. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, even Snoop wants to hang out with VVD. Very true. Snoop and Dr. Dre.
Oh,
AJ says,
stop, Marion, tell your husband to go to another room because you're going to.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I already knew Marion's answer.
If you're going to have a moment,
you already knew that answer.
Right. Poor Marion's husband, honestly. Yeah. Hey, Marion's just putting him to the side, honestly. Marion, shame on you.
Run a cold shower.
Her hubby would there be chaperone. Have her hubby there be chaperone.
That'd be great. Oh, that's adding insult to the fire.
That's even. I think they have a word for that, don't they?
No,
that's
not good.
They do.
Yeah. Okay, Norm picked Verge. He says he would pick go Verge because he seems for all his qualities to be a genuine, decent person. That's good shout.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm sure Ibu's probably getting really jealous to hear that.
Jimmy.
That Darwin got the shout. The
Klopp's
Prince
gone,
and the King.
Klopp's gone.
Jimmy went for Simicast. That's a great shout, by the way. That's a great shout. Because I bet you probably have like a wild day with Simi. Yeah. Simicast seems like he would be all the time. Him or Robbo would be fun to hang out with, I think.
Which stalker? Right, I don't get it. Which stalker? Marianne? I don't know. She might be stalking Darwin. Who knows? But in a nice way, I'm sure. With flowers.
It's consensual. Yeah.
Two. Who's yours, Nelante? Who's yours?
Before I go on, I saw KJ's interesting one. Big up KJ. He said Endo. Would that be for some samurai lessons? Yeah.
or some good sushi, maybe some good
sushi. Yeah, there you go, Kishan.
Oh no, MK is Singaporean, Malaysian, or maybe I think, or at least they're in that part of the world. So yeah, MK is in Singapore, I think, or Malaysia, I think. So
cool.
Yeah, Ibu. I know.
So who's yours, Nelante?
I'm stuck between two, to be fair. I think Diaz and the language barrier, but his Colombian link-ups. Oh yes, I'll tell you that. I'll be clubbing for life by the time he'll set me up. But there you go. And the other one is Allison. I think Allison. I like Allison. He's nice.
That's a good
He's nice, chilled, man of God. Yeah. Cool, man. Could do some prayers with Allison. Yeah, I like it. Allison's something. Yeah.
Well, if you're that's what I was going to say. He would probably want to visit a church at some point. So if that's not what you're into, don't pick Ali. If you're not if you're not into, he's a very. I can't imagine he'd be a wild night out.
No, it wouldn't be a night out. So I wouldn't mind. It'd be more chilled and. Tremendous God. So I don't mind that as a believer as well. So more chilled, more relaxed. And then you got Diaz on the other hand. So we're like, yeah, tonight I'm like, yeah,
Oh,
come
yeah,
find
little
me.
bit
You know,
spicier, a
this
little bit
is
spicier, I think.
a little bit
Yeah, a
spicy.
little bit
Yeah, yeah,
spicier.
indeed.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like, this is Calatostino, but like, this is Maria Gonzalez again. This is different. I was like, oh yeah, give me some Colombian. Hey, give me the Colombian trade. Jeez. Come
wow,
on.
wow.
I think we know your real answer now after that one. I think we know your real answer.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no,
You, I
no,
think, no,
Brian.
I
No.
think what you want to do, what you want to do is you want to go out on a night out with Diaz, right? And then spend the next day with Ali repenting and just saying, it was a little bit too much last night.
You want to hang out.
You,
I don't know if you want to
you
hang out
can go
with
and cleanse
Lucho.
yourself.
You probably
Yeah.
want to hang out with Lucho's dad. I think Lucho's dad turns it up more than Lucho does, to be honest with
I
you.
know him and that. He's a bit of a target. Those puffy jacks. You wouldn't want to get caught up in something.
No.
I'm only
We'll
joking.
stick with Lucho.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't want
With
to.
Lucho.
I just won't get in a taxi with him. That's all I'm saying. I'd be getting in the other taxi. Lucho's dad can get in that taxi. I'm getting in this taxi.
Well, Brian, I'll tell you what, if 12 had it way, he'll put you in the taxi. Make sure you all come out.
Yeah. Oh man. So what's
Who's yours? Who's
Ali?
yours?
Who's mine?
Yeah,
Who's
I'll
going
give you
to-
mine in a second because nobody
Cool.
said my guy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, who's
said
yours?
everyone's
Yeah.
Everyone's given a name. You know, I would
but
hang out
nobody
with.
has said my
I would
answer.
hang out with. I'd hang out with Sabasala, to be honest with you. What's that?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Chick magnet. He's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
a chick
You know,
magnet. Chick
I'm just
magnet.
hoping. I'm just hoping to
Chick
get.
magnet.
Just
Yeah.
hoping to get there.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Tactical. I was thinking, I was like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it makes sense though, yeah. Brian, it makes sense now,
Yeah.
Brian. Sorry, Brian, yeah.
You know,
He-
I think
we'll
everyone
be
else
out
is
tonight
doing and stuff.
and 12 will be like, you know what, Brian, Neil, I'll tell you, I'll leave you guys. I'm a hang with somebody. You don't mind, man. We'll catch up tomorrow, man. I'll let you know.
Exactly.
He's only one man, so
Indeed.
yeah.
There you go.
I'll leave you with that. My choice would be Joey Gomez.
Oh, my guy. Oh, God, I feel disrespected. I should. But anyway,
I didn't hear what you say. Who'd you say?
my guy.
My choice would be Joey Gomez, and I'll tell you
Oh
why.
yeah, good shot.
Interesting. Okay.
Right,
I thought
I'll
you
tell
would
you
go.
why.
You know, I was gonna
I'll
say.
tell you what. I'll tell you why.
Chiesa. Okay.
I'll tell you what. Kate.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought you were at Chiesa.
Okay.
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 Italian food, hanging out, talking about Inter and all the other Italian teams. Something like that. No. Guess not.
Again. Okay. Right.
I guess not. I guess not.
You don't know me as well as you think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I would go with Joey Gomez because he has been here since Brendan. He has been. He has seen absolutely everything. He's seen
got
Brendan.
some stories.
He's seen all of Klopp. He's seen Slock come in. No, they have to be there. There, Klopp's gone, so current squad only.
Current squad only. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have. Yeah, I just think like Joey Gomez seems like a cool guy. Go out, have a couple of beers, but you like I say, he's seen it all, man. Like he'll be sitting there with his pipe and say, "Oh, the things I could tell you about Liverpool." Oh, cool, do it, because you were brought in by Brendan. You've seen, all of that happen. You've seen Suarez. You've seen Klopp come in. You've seen the famous front three. You won.
He didn't see Suarez, Brian. He came in after Suarez.
No, but he's seen him at the club, like. Oh, sorry. No, you're correct. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Yes, you're right. Yeah, he came into that. Yeah. Yeah, correct. But he's seen, pretty much right up until now. I mean, he would be the guy I would be most interested to talk to.
That's a great angle. Great angle.
100%.
And again, he looks like a kind of guy he'd be happy to have a few pints. He wouldn't.
He could have a couple brews with you.
Yeah, you could have a nice night out with him and all of that. Like so, I mean, there's not many players that have.
And he probably pick up the tab too.
Well, he better. There's only him and Trent that have lived all of Klopp. I think. They've those two guys. Jones is there, but that actually lived through and played in it.
Yeah.
So that I just think Gomez, man. If he's not one of our longest ever serving players by the time he does leave. You know, he's got to be up there. If he'd been fit enough, can you imagine how many games he'd play? You know, he'd
Oh
probably
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess we
450
could have
games
said
for us
Trent.
by now.
I could have said Trent, and then I would have known that if I said Trent, I would hang out with Trent and Jude probably. So
Well, they're gone. They're done as I am 12, so no more Jude.
they're like
the
the stepbrothers.
Said
Like they should do the stepbrothers picture together. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, but the question is, well, man, if you're out with Trent and Bellingham and a kid comes up to you with a Real Madrid shirt, do you sign it or not? You know?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. That's where I take the lighter and be like, like, that's what I think of your Real Madrid kid, get out of here. Just joking. Oh man, some good answers though. Good answers. Everyone gave one too, by the way. I saw everyone give one. Dara went with Cujo. I saw that. We all know Marion's answer of Darwin. Norm said, I saw Norm said too.
Beardsley.
I think he said he said Verge. Well, yeah. But no, I said for this question.
Sorry, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, he said Verge.
No, poor
Evil
Nat.
escaped his second shout, but Connor was Nigel with Connor. That surprised me. Of all the players, you picked Connor. That's interesting.
Yeah, because he thinks Connor will be able to hold his drink. So if he goes on,
I guess he can't. What's the drink?
No,
it's 19. It's 19 the drink, right? Is it 19 the drink?
No,
18.
18. But I said no. I didn't say no. When I said hold your drink means to be able to drink without.
Be able to handle your drink. Yeah,
handle your drink. So Nigel just went for the Irish guy because he wants to go on a night out. He's like, yeah, cool. Let's get drunk and talk about Liverpool stuff. So,
there you go. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Even though he's only a kid, even though Bradley is probably on his feet after about 6 pints, I'd say, on his arse after about 6 pints.
He said something crazy. I was telling you about that interview I saw with Connor Bradley, Gravenberg, and Trent, and they were talking. It was called like the kit swapping thing, or it was like something regarding like who's the most notable player or who's the player that you were so happy, or the most notable player, or something along those lines of that you swapped the kit with at the end of the game. And like, you're sitting on the Gravenberg sitting there, and Connor and Trent. I'm trying to think who Ryan said he swapped with. I want to say I know he swapped with. So Trent's like, sitting there like all laid back at these guys, like, oh yeah, I swapped kits with Messi. And everyone's like, oh, like it's nonchalant, like, oh, okay, I get it, right? We get it. You got some big names there, I'm sure. And he swapped it after the Barcelona game because he said he thought that might be the last time he gets an opportunity to play against them. But why I'm bringing up this little short story is because Connor said James Trafford is the kit that he was like, that he was like really, really like excited to be able to swap kits with. And I'm like, James Trafford, the goalkeeper? Okay. That was interesting. Everyone's got their heroes. So I was like, that's interesting. And do you know who Ryan swapped who was Ryan's favorite kit swap with? I'll throw it out there. Hopefully. Okay. Just making sure everyone can see. You can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's make sure. You guys were awfully silent. Okay.
I was
waiting
for the big reveal. I was waiting for the big reveal on why he picked Trafford's kit.
I had no idea.
I was waiting for a joke or a punchline or a big
reveal.
No,
I had no idea. Yeah. He did not go into it. He just said
right. Oh,
James
does
Trafford
play for? Does Trafford play?
He played for Burn. He played for Burn.
I know he is, but I forgot. Does he play in goal for Northern Ireland?
I don't know.
I mean, that would make sense. Like if they're friends
That's a
from
good
when they're younger,
question.
and it was like getting to swap shirts with him in a Premier League game, as in, hey man, we both made it to the top, kind of swap shirts. Maybe that's the only possible thing I'm thinking of, or maybe they. I mean, that's a
No, I don't
weird
know.
call.
Because Trafford plays for England.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's bizarre. Then that makes that's just weird. I need to know
Yeah,
why.
and he's only played for he's played for Bolton. Maybe they maybe
Well, yeah, Bradley was the. Well, that's the other thing I was going to say. If he was on loan,
he's
because
on
Bradley
loan
had
with them.
he had a brilliant season at Bolton. So yeah, Trafford was on loan. That was the next kind of thing down. But why would even then? That's like okay, but
Yeah, I always have Bournemouth now.
maybe they're best. Maybe they were best mates when they were at Bolton or something. Maybe they are best mates because yeah, they because Bradley Jerome he was player of the year when he went on loan to Bolton.
Yeah, I don't know
And if
if
he
he's
was
at
there,
Bournemouth,
so
KJ. I'm looking here, unless it's on loan. Maybe I see. I know Burnley was his last team. That's just it was weird. I didn't know. You're right. I was like, it's because
sounds like he's shouting out his best mate. It sounds like he's
yeah,
shouting out
like
one
that's
of
what
his
it kind of
mates,
sounds like.
basically.
Trafford's like
Yeah.
22.
When they were
He's
Bolton together, they're
he's
mates and
19 or
stuff.
20, no, going on 20. So I'm like,
Yeah, that
that's
adds
just
up to
weird.
me now that way, but it's still like, come on, Connor, throw out an old fucking. I don't know, but like
Yeah.
Trent's there with his Messies, so Bradley's like, yeah, I see.
That's
your
why it was
Messi,
weird. It was
and
like,
I give you a Trafford.
yeah,
Trent's like,
he went
what?
first.
Yeah,
Trent went first and
what?
said Messi. And then
How am I
Connor's
going to throw
like,
him off his
James
stride?
Trafford. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a jump.
Yeah.
That's a definitely like
At least it
strong
rattled them.
change,
Yeah, better rattle them. I bet at
Yeah.
least
I
it
was like,
made Trent sit
wow.
up again.
How about for Ginny or Ginny? I just gave it away actually.
Oh well, there. Yeah, you just gave it away. So
I
there
just
you
gave
go.
it away. I'm
I
sorry.
guess. I guess Wijnaldum. My guess is
Yes,
Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum. That's who. Ryan got switched kits with is Ginny Wijnaldum. And he said, and that's like his favorite. That's his most prized kit swap was Ginny. So it's kind of fitting, excuse me, that he's that this new song, the song they sing, apparently Norm can confirm this or not, but the song they sing is just they swap out Jenny's name for Ryan's name in it now. So that's apparently what they do. They got to come up with his own song though. They should come up with his own song eventually.
If the tune is good, it don't matter if it works. It's if it's
if it works, it works. I guess. Yeah, you're right. How about this, guys? So I got like 45 minutes left in the episode, so I'll just make sure to get this info in. So today, or at least that was yesterday, actually, Zubamendi in a press conference confirmed that he's not planning to leave Real Sociedad. Yeah, Norma. Yeah, they sing for Gravenberg. I figured they would. He's really become he's fast shooting. He's a fast shooting star for this club, certainly. But what I was saying is that he's not planning to leave Real Sociedad. The intention of the player in January is not to leave Real Sociedad either. At the moment, he's not aware of any direct contact, or this is Fabrizio saying this, he's not aware of any direct contact with Manchester City. It's saying at the moment, the situation is really quiet about Zubamendi. Next summer, we will see what happens for Zubamendi for sure. Could be an interesting one, but at the moment, no contacts with Manchester City, no negotiations for Zubamendi. And the player keeps repeating in public how happy he is at Real Sociedad and how he's not planning for a switch or change in the January transfer window. Why I bring that up is because apparently now two names have come back into the fold, and that is Inacio and Bade, or I think that's pronounce his name, Loic Bade. I believe that's how I pronounce his name. Those are the two names that if we weren't to go in for excuse me, if we weren't to go into the transfer market again for Zubamendi, it is being said that we might go for the French international that plays DM For Sevilla, he has a little bit of a. What's that?
Who's it? What is it? Bay?
I believe it's Lloyd.
Spell it.
Bade, maybe because
Can
the
you
E has
spell
an accent mark on it. Loic, and then his last name is Bade.
Oh, okay, right, like Bade or something like that. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
24-year-old.
Okay.
The French player, 6'3", right foot player. He's had a couple of bouts of injury problems. It's really more of that destroyer type because he's really his strength is ground duels. He's played for a couple different teams, whether it's Lens or Rene's.
Like Bidet, yeah, exactly right. Like Bidet.
Mm-hmm. And then the other Inacio is the other player as well that's being rumored that if we don't go into the in for Zubimendi again, that would be the player. Are any of those players acceptable for you guys out there?
No, B-Day would definitely be very good cleaning up at the back there, Red, wouldn't he? Yeah, I'm going to stop that now. It's just a joke. It's but yeah, don't know anything about him. We
No.
like that kind of Sevilla are good at bringing through. That's the kind of club where you go to, and it's like some big club randomly buys one of their players for like 30 million. You're like, never heard of that guy. Next thing you know, so they bring through quality types like this one. I'm saying you don't need to go out into the world and put down 100 million quid to get a Declan Rice. You don't need to go out and put down 100 million quid to get a Caicedo. 120. You just don't. You really don't need to do that. You know, with good scouting and all that stuff, there's players out there for 40 million quid, 30, 40 million quid. You know, you should be able to. Okay, this is going to bore the tits out of everybody, okay? But Norm wanted something. And Norm is a great fan of the channel. So he was asking earlier on about the Beatles song, She's Leaving Home, right? Which, we're talking about Beatles songs, Hey Jude and all that. So that was written by McCartney. That's Paul McCartney's song. They all get credited Lennon McCartney, but that's a McCartney song. And he is famous for having like loads of insane coincidences in his life. McCartney is. And the Beatles often, they wrote so much. They wrote like they would pick up the paper. A lot of like A Day in the Life. A lot of that is literally taken from stories in the paper. So She's Leaving Home was this. McCartney picked up the newspaper and read a story about a girl that had gone missing from her house. And it was in Sheffield or somewhere like that, but it was just a story that was in a newspaper, and he reimagined it as the girl waking up and walking out of her house, and the parents waking up and yada yada yada. And then it came out who the girl was, and it turned out that about a year previous to that, or 2 years previous to that, she had competed in a televised talent contest, like, you know, the X Factor, The Voice back in the day, but just in the 60s. And it was her and 3 other girls were miming to let's just say it was an Aretha Franklin song on the stage. They were just miming to it, and the judges had to pick who of the 3 was the best at miming it. And one of the judges on the night was Paul McCartney. So he had actually judged her in that contest, didn't realize it. So he'd met her, and then like 2 or 3 years later ends up reading a story about her in the newspaper, not knowing it's the same girl. And that story became, or that song became She's Leaving Home. So that's the story, Norm.
Wow. Bit of history there for you people. You're always learning something on this channel. That you gotta say, you're always learning something.
Yeah, sorry if that went on a bit long. I told Norm I'd tell him the story. I couldn't type that.
It's all right.
I couldn't type. I
don't mind listening to history at all. That's a great story. Yeah. I'll tell you what's a great story to hear too. You might want to hear this before you leave, Norm, too, by the way.
I'll tell you. That's very
karate class or
I'll
not.
tell you what's a great story.
But another great story is Stefan Bishetic is really doing well with this new club. So much that all the names I just spoke of earlier, I know it is I know he's there for the entire year. But would I be I don't want to say crazy, but would it be ludicrous of me to say, or wild for me to say, that maybe we do not need to go into the upcoming market, considering that there really isn't a high level of available number sixes in the world. Would it be crazy to say of maybe we should just allow for Besiktas to continue to develop, under Pep Linders out there, and we might have an answer for our six regardless of whether it's Zubermendi or this Bade or an Inacio, or rather than going for one of those players. Would you be open to that? I'll go Irishman and I'll ask Nolante.
No, let Nolante go.
Oh, we're good. Nolante. Okay, no problem. And then tell me in the chat too if that's a wild take. I personally think that Besiktas is a quality player, and I think that bringing in a player possibly might jam up the log flume basically. Alante, go ahead.
Yeah, let Brian go first on this one, bro. You go. Sorry, I'm just sorting something out quickly,
no
and then
problem.
I'll answer
No
afterwards.
problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, big fan. Always have been since he came in. Not Nolante, by the way. Besiktas.
Both. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'm not sure Nolante can do a job at right back, But
there you go.
Yeah, I loved him. I just thought that that setback was really poor. That year out, without that year out, everything is completely different with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
He's still at the club, I think, without that year out. Yeah, we are we are talking about a different situation. But now he's had to go out, and I said that's what I wanted him to do before he went, and we were doing all our keep blowing by and all that kind of stuff. He's had plenty of chances, Red. He's let us down far too often, especially in big games. But I'd love to see him go out to a top manager. It turns out we did try and offer him to Sociedad in the Zubimendi deal, which I thought wouldn't have been a bad idea, but they were at no dice and even less dice. So you could see what we were trying to do with the kid. But these things are so hard now. You go out and you do really, really well, and then you come back to the club that you leave, and you're kind of back to square one, or you've gone out and you've done so well, you're back in the team, or has that team moved on without you? It's really hard, man. Because you leave anywhere for a year and you go back. Things are very different, So it's one of the hardest things to get right, to get a guy out there, come back, keep it, like you said, to keep that space for him so that when he does come back, you're not sort of announcing, say, your new squad, and on the same day as you're announcing him as being back in the squad again, you're also announcing those two other midfielders you've brought.
Right.
It's it is. We do have to sit there and watch how he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a situation where he goes, does very well. Our manager says he's not in my plans as of yet. There's a 25 million bid on the table. This is football. This is how it works. So if he goes and does really, really well, we bring him back. If he goes and he does okay, he does well, it's very hard to know. But he's someone who 2 years ago, I thought, I can't wait to watch this guy. He's the new Thiago. The profile fitted, and the whole thing was supposed to run so seamlessly. Thiago had a year left. Besiktas was going to be playing alongside him, in training at least, and as many games as possible, learning off him to take over that role from him, and it was all going to be brilliant. Besiktas was going to be amazing. Then bang, one injury, and here we are. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, bring him back, fit and firing, and you got a top player, hopefully. But yeah, like you said, blocking up does that stop you buying someone, or what do you do that way? That's the
Yeah.
issue then.
Because there's why is because I read an article about how there are players with Salzburg currently that are a little upset, to be honest with you. And the reason why they're upset is because Besiktas is taking, as a lone player, he is taking up a lot of the minutes at the club. And
Get over it. If the man's taking your place, he's taking your place. Get over it.
Yeah, you would
What's
say
the
that,
problem?
but I mean, like, yeah, it's just they don't. I guess because they're not looking. It'd be very similar to us taking Gular. Like.
I see the point.
Not,
sorry. Yes, I get the point now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see it. I was thinking it just. Yes, they're thinking, why you developing this guy for Liverpool instead of playing. That's okay. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
And he's getting a lot of minutes whether it's championship or championship, whether it's in the Champions League or whether it's in the Austrian Bundesliga. He's still getting a lot of minutes, and they're not really. I mean, it'd be a different story, I guess, if maybe Salzburg was winning. He's certainly been one of the best players for the team.
But it wouldn't. Would it not be a different story if Klopp? Let's just say, if, for example, that a scenario was Klopp is still the manager here now, but Linders had left. Linders had decided to leave anyway because he got offered the Leipzig job.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, say, if I'm a Leipzig fan and Linders is there managing and Klopp is here managing, and you're just going, oh, well, you're just, doing Klopp's training for basically,
Basically, yeah.
But it's not like Linders has kind of that tie to us now.
Right.
Klopp is gone from here. I know Besiktas is still our player. But if like you said, they're not doing very well. So
they're not. I mean, they just lost 5-0 to Sturm.
Oh, right. Okay.
They lost 4-0 to Brest. Yeah, I'm not repeating that. Let's pause. And then they did win against Austria Wien in the Bundesliga, but then they lost 4-0 before that. They've had a couple really high score losses.
Yeah.
Obviously lost 3-0 to Sparta Praha.
Yeah. It all went tits up against Brest, obviously 4-0. But yeah, Austria Wien, that's Austria Vienna. But that's not brilliant, is it?
It's not a brilliant start. No. People they're questioning,
That'd be really funny, actually. I don't want to go into because it will get into socio-economics and all that stuff, but the reaction from like the Dortmund people to the Red Bull appointment, all that. But it would be very funny if Linders was underperforming and Klopp had to sack him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because no, they won't hang around over there. No, they
no, they'll ride it. They'll ride. They'll give him a. They have to perform in the next Champions League.
They're supposed to be top 6. They won't. They expect to be probably Champions League. Like if they're going, 10 games and they're close to relegation zone, they won't hesitate. That's what they do. They should be where where the European spots are.
Right.
So if he's underperforming there, like he underperformed when he went away, I think he might be more of a coach than a manager because a hell of a lot of shit gets thrown your way as a manager, and that takes away. What it does is it's kind of like it just eats away a half an hour here, an hour there, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. You have to do an interview. You have to do a promotional photo. You have to go and meet the sponsor. You have to go and meet this. That's time on the pitch with the players. It eats away. So for these guys they don't like that, he never struck me as a manager, Pep Linders. He always struck me as a coach. So
he can right the ship. They played 7 games. The other teams in the league have already played 9 games. They have games in hand. So they're on 13 points. The top of the league is Sturm, who they just lost to like 4-0 or something like that.
Look, obviously these guys don't need a manager. Sorry, but to say that they do need a coach. That's what they want.
Right.
They don't. But
they're on 19 points. They're only 6 points back from the So if they were to win the next 2 games, they wouldn't be in first place, but they'd be very close. They'd probably be in second place. They'd be in second place if they win the next 2 games. If it ends up being the same, because they'd be on goal differential. But yeah, no, this thing. I've read the articles. It said how Bajcetic is really, really doing exceptionally well out there. He's playing. He's like one of Pep's favorite players. Again, I told you about how some of the players are feeling a little bit like, a little bit butthurt that they're not really getting that this guy who has a connection to this player is allowing this player to play as much as he is, and he's not exactly in the future, most likely in the future for this club or for that club, but it is what it is. I hope that continues to change or continue to develop. There is something I wanted to ask you guys, just from a perspective, like as in how you guys look at this. Now, this isn't about Liverpool, so I guess hopefully those of you will stick with me with just to listen to what I gotta say. Recently, AC Milan played. It was Fiorentina. Let me double check what team it was. But anyways, they in their last game, they played. When they played, they had an opportunity to. They had opportunity for penalty kicks. Theo Hernandez, who's the captain of AC Milan. This is when it was 0-0. They'd already missed the team they were playing, and I'll double check on who the team was playing. I think it was
Fiorentina.
Yeah, Fiorentina. Okay.
Yeah, 2-1 when you lost. Yeah.
Yeah, they'd already missed the penalty kick earlier. They missed the penalty kick earlier, right? So it was 0-0. They get their penalty kick. Theo steps up. Keep in mind, this is what and this is the background history I'm giving you of the game. Pulisic is their designated penalty kick taker. Okay, but Theo, who is the captain, steps up and takes the kick and misses. Okay. Then later on, another penalty kick is awarded to the team, and this time, Tammy Abraham steps up to take the kick. He's a striker, obviously, that is not exactly in the best of form right now. He's just trying to get it. You know what it's like to be a striker, excuse me, and you just want goals. You want to kind of something to maybe break your funk. He steps up, and he gets saved.
Yep.
So it's still 0-0. Pulisic then goes on and scores the opening goal for the game, right? And then
wasn't it the equalizer? 12.
No, he hit the first goal.
Okay.
Because then after that they had I think they had another penalty, and then they scored 2 goals after that. Fiorentina scored 2 goals after that. They knotted it up, and then they scored eventually the winning goal. And I just had a question of, like, in this situation, if you're the coach, what would you do? But more so, if let's say you're the owner of the team or the sporting director or whatever, the owner of the team, what are you doing with this club? Like, is that not the ultimate? That's disrespectful to the coach, because the coach already told the team who the kicker was, who the spot kicker was. And it was actually very, I would say it was very professional of Pulisic to not make a big, stink about it, the way that you saw, like, when the Chelsea players are fighting over who gets to take the penalty kick. I know their circumstances were slightly different, but I was just wondering, like, what do you do in that situation? What do you do in that situation? That's just a weird play. And then, like, after the game, like, as an owner, like, are you firing the coach, or as the coach, are you going up to the team and saying that never happens again? If anything, I know what I would do personally. I would bench Tammy, and I'd bench my captain Theo, despite them being 2 of the best players on the team. I would bench both of them for going against me, what I as a coach told them to do. because this coach is on the verge of possibly getting fired from AC Milan right now, currently. What would you, if you were the coach, what would you do, Brian? And then I'll ask Nolante. Or Nolante, actually, let me ask you, Nolante, first. What would you do? Oh, you there? I see you're off mute, but you there, Nolante?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
What would you do?
No,
what would you do if you were the coach?
No, I was just saying, 12. Would is Hernandez? Is he the designated penalty taker for Milan?
No, Pulisic is. That's the.
Oh, is it Pulisic?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, snap!
He's 10 for 10 for his penalty kicks.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh, in terms of Pulisic, I'm just checking. Yeah, it was Fiorentina who scored first, and then he equalised.
Oh, okay then. My bad.
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, that's all good. All good. Yeah, that's really not a good look. I mean, again, Pulisic doesn't seem to me the character. Not, I'm not saying he's bad or anything. Every different character is not the man who just doesn't step in and just say, you know what, back off. I'm the penalty taker. What you doing? Kind of thing. So I don't know. So he should have himself. I would have just stepped in. The manager has told me I'm the designated penalty taker. I don't care if there's a crisis scene. You say, listen, look, nah, chill. I'm the penny. Go have it with the manager. So whatever happened. So yeah. So if both of them went against the orders, then they have to be benched.
Have to be benched.
That's
right?
very, very disrespectful. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're the star player. It doesn't matter if you're Messi, etc. Man, it's disrespectful. And the coach, I don't know what's been going on, was whether he needs to have words with both of them and let them know that you can't be doing that. But at the same time, Pulisic, if he knows that he's the designated penalty taker, he needs to be stronger in his convictions. You can't just captain or no captain. You can't let someone just take the ball and say nah. And I know. No, but then again, in hindsight, and the other side, flip side, he's maybe thinking he wasn't close enough to the ball to pick it. So he's just thinking, you know what? Maybe he's thinking, you know what? I'm not fussed. I'm not too fussed.
No,
I don't want to create a scene.
Yeah,
I think so. It must be that.
I thought it was like a case where, like, I remember, like Hendo or like they would hold on, like the captain would like hold on to the ball until and like kind of guard the spot until like the spot kicker comes up to take the penalty. So I thought maybe Theo was doing that, but he took the penalty. And then the sad thing about it is that Tammy Abraham stepped up and missed. It was a bad penalty too. He ended up missing too. I mean, like, look, it's De Gea. De Gea is their keeper that made the saves. The old man stepping it up for them. I guess it was a scenario. It kind of reminded me similar to when I think wasn't it Balotelli and Stevie G at one point? Didn't they have an argument over a penalty one time?
No, that was Hendo. Hendo.
Oh, Hendo. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it was Hendo taking the play. I'm not sure. It's either that or to give it to someone else in the team. But again, yeah. But Balotelli, we know he's a maverick in it, so he's going to be like,
Balotelli is an excellent penalty kicker, though.
He is fair. Yeah, fair play to him. He is. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things. I was just wondering how you guys what your perception of that was. I thought it was extremely. I thought it was extremely disrespectful of the captain, of your own teammate too, as well. You're kind of like saying, yeah, we don't care. I know, Marion. 33, I got you. Old man, I got you. Old man for I guess for football terms, I guess. He seems so much older, to be honest with you. Seems like he's been in the league for so long.
Yeah, but because I remember he came to Man United when he was young. He was like only 20.
Yeah, because I was gonna say he's only like a year or two older than Mo and the VVD.
I know. It's like the same age. Yeah, bad, isn't it? Yeah, he's been in the game so long. Yeah. Happens with these young players that start early in the spotlight higher. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was disrespectful. What would you? Do you think that's the right way to go about it, Irishman?
Well, I kind of missed the cruxy bit of what happened. Can you do
a real quick
recap of it?
Yeah. Basically, Theo
Yeah.
Hernandez and Tammy Abraham both stepped up and took the penalties. Both stepped up and missed the penalties for AC Milan. If they had made the penalties, they would have won the game, basically.
Yeah, but no, they missed. Okay, no, I'm getting sidetracked. So they both missed pens. Right. What happened then?
But they're not the designated penalty kicker.
Yeah.
Christian is the best.
Yeah, no, I know that much. Yeah, I know that much. Yeah, I know. Okay, so they got 2 pens. They both missed. Then what happened?
And they lost.
Oh, but like, was there a bit like where someone took the ball off somebody and go, "No, I'm going to take this"?
He didn't even get the opportunity to do that. It was he just stepped up.
So there wasn't like one of those arguments.
It wasn't like there wasn't like an argument.
Or,
it wasn't anything like that.
Right,
no.
Okay.
That's the reason why I said he was professional about it. Like as in when he saw that he was.
But then the manager came out afterwards.
To take the penalty. When the captain took the ball and was lining up to take the penalty, he didn't go over and say, "I know you're the captain, but the coach told me that I'm the designated player, so kick rocks." He just let him take it, and he missed it.
Did the manager come out afterwards and say,
"Yep,
I don't know why they did that.
Yes,
it should have been Christian."
Yep, he did.
Right. Okay. Right. So
he said that that is his that Christian.
Yeah, well, if he told them that,
yes, and he told the team. Yeah.
So again, like forget about it. Like the manager, like he gets paid to manage the team. So the owner, I don't. Yeah, that's way.
Or I mean, you take from a manager perspective. I don't know what you're like, as in whether.
No, but I mean, it's not. Basically, it starts with the guys on the pitch, and if they can't behave themselves, they like you tell people what to do when you're on the pitch. So it starts there. The next rung up is the manager. Like he should be the one that's. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that is pretty great. Like to have 2 people. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, the manager has to come out and just sort that out. Like it's his team. He has to be the boss and tell them, yeah, that's never going to happen again. And you're going to bench Theo Hernandez, your captain, your star players. You're going to bench Abraham.
I think you have to. That's why I personally think you have to.
Yeah. You can.
That's what I was do.
You probably. No, a manager isn't going to take players out of his team that are going to help him win games. So the idea would be probably find them, make some kind of example of him. But yeah, if he thinks he needs them to win a game, he'll put him out on the pitch. But yeah, find them and let everybody know that they've been fined, or that way. But Milan is a weird club as well. So
it is.
If you have a designated penalty taker, okay, you can have a captain, but it's not like they've had 2 pens. Pulisic has taken both and missed both, and then they get a 3rd penalty, and then so Theo Hernandez walks up and goes, "Look, man,
it's just not
let me take this one." Yeah, but to take he took the first one. It's not as if Pulisic has clearly been off or something.
Oh, he took the first one. It was a bad miss.
So as captain, he should know. I mean, like if you have a striker that's like getting stroppy, I go, "No, fuck him. Look, let me take it." And Pulisic, like you said, "Hey, look, okay, fucking cool. Look, you take it, man. Like you're red hot today. Okay, you're red. You want it. Okay, cool. You take it." But Hernandez should know like that. These are the orders. You're the captain. It sets probably a very bad example. But then that's a really weird. That's a weird one, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Wondering what you guys. I saw Shaka Hislop was like, "You have to bench him. You have to bench." He's like, "I bench both of the players without hesitation." There's either that or I mean he's struggling to hold on to the leadership role as coach of that team already, and it just says if you allow for that to happen. Personally, I saw it from the same way Shaka did. If you allow for that to happen, you're basically saying that you understand that the players do not respect you and do not care what you have to say. That's basically what it's sounding like. So I was just wondering if you guys had an opinion on it.
Well, if you can't hold that kind of basic level of, the manager says this, so that's what we do. Even like a penalty take, a penalty kicks, that's the kind of thing you kind of just. You don't do that on the pitch.
No.
it is kind of just looking at your manager going, yeah, look, you just shut up. We're gonna do things our way, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even about the thing itself. It's about how, if they'd scored both of those, is anyone talking? Probably not, but they should be, because it just like, as a manager, you're just looking at these two guys going, what are you doing? Because okay, some hothead striker, like I say, some young kid or whatever, trying to make an impression, might go overboard and do something. But for your captain, Tio Hernandez,
Mm-hmm.
that's like that's like, as a manager, it's like your assistant manager is the one, that's in your face. It's not good at all. It's the one guy on the pitch who is basically supposed to follow your orders and relate them to everybody else. It's not a good look for any team.
By the way, it is 1-0 in the Bolivia game. They're down to 10 men, and they scored in the second half here. They're up 1-0 against Colombia with 10 men. They got a red card early in the first half. And the other game that is going on right now is, I don't think we have any players that we're keeping an eye on from Ecuador or Paraguay. But that's 0-0. And it is 1-0 actually in the Argentina-Venezuela game as well. Otamendi is the goal scorer in the 13th minute for Argentina. So I just thought I wanted to hear what you guys thought about it. I saw that happen, and I was just like,
I've forgotten, who is he? Who's the manager? I've forgotten. The AC manager.
Fonseca.
Fonseca. Yeah, the ex-Roma striker. Yeah. That's the kind of thing that gets you sacked, man. In Italy, players messing around and doing shit like that before. It's the manager that goes.
That's why, that's why I asked if originally I was saying maybe if you want to take it from an owner perspective, you might even take it there.
If you think he's lost the dressing room, what are you going to do? Sell your dressing room? You can't sell your dressing room.
No, you can't. You got to sell it. You got to sack the management.
Yeah, get rid of one guy or four guys that are causing all the trouble.
Yeah.
No, get rid of the manager. Hope someone else can sort it out.
Other question I had before we bounce out, it's coming up on the 2-hour mark here. I know it's late in the in BST time, so I was going to ask you. September's done. Who was your? You don't have to go with the standard chartered pick, but who was your September man of the month for Liverpool? Who was your September man of the month? I'd love to hear in the chat also who you guys have as your September man of the month. We're now, I know 10 days into October, but obviously we're in the international break, so you've had plenty of time to think about it, maybe recollect on how September treated us. Who is your September? Who would you put as your September man of the month for Liverpool? Nalante, you want to go with this one first, and then we'll go to Irishman, and then please tell me in the chat too if you have a chance. Oh, or we can go to Irishman.
Dude.
Oh, Nalante, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Right, so I have to go between the two Dutchmen. So for me, it's got to be either VVD or Grav.
Mm-hmm.
Clean sheet. I'm going to give it to Grav because all he needs is if he could just get some goals, that'd be just perfect. But every game he's played this season, he's been on smoke. I mean, VVD is VVD. Don't get me wrong, and he's got the clean sheets. I mean, we had I'll just put, if we're talking about the month, we did have the little hiccup against Forest. To be fair, and Grav had a good game. I remember he was the only few players that played well on one. So yeah, I'll give it to Grav.
Grav, okay.
Give it to Grav.
We should do that. We should do this more often. Actually, we should come up with our own man of the man of the month or player of the month for our fan opinion, at least, not the standard charter opinion. So is Grav for you? I see KJ said Ibu. Okay. Red Armchair supporter. He said VVD, Ibu, and Grav in any order. I got you.
Okay.
You gotta pick one. You gotta I gotta pick one red armchair supporter. Only one person can go home with the trophy. Marion says Ibu and then VVD. It's either between Ibu and VVD. Okay. How about for you, Irishman? What would you say, Bri?
Well, I would have thought Marianne had one of those, like, you know, the calendar where like every month is Darwin Nunes.
Darwin Nunes
So,
calendar.
On every month. Like,
Darwin
every
as a
month is
firefighter.
Darwin this
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Darwin as a firefighter. Darwin riding a horse. Topless.
Right, exactly. Yeah, there you
Darwin
go.
chopping wood. Are you okay, Marion? You feeling okay? You okay, Marion?
yeah.
You know, Darwin rescuing a cat.
There you go.
You know,
There you go.
Darwin relaxing with a glass of red wine by the Mediterranean. You know, you can picture it, Marion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darwin sitting on the
There you
bench
go.
for Liverpool. Yeah, I had to get that one. Let me see. Yeah, it has to be Ryan, really. It really has to be Ryan, just because of his his importance to what we're like. It's not like a winger we brought in, you know, it's playing really well, but they're playing out wide, you know, so you know they can kind of do their own thing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's absolutely pivotal to what we're doing. So to step up, there are the other guys, Ibu, BBD, even Diaz.
Yeah.
Gakpo, I think if you're just looking at form, not contribution because he hasn't had the minutes, but just purely in form and how he looks when he's on the pitch, Gakpo is as good as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The last few weeks, but he's not starting all the games. So, but just because of how pivotal a role he's playing and how much of a revelation, well, not even a revelation, but how much of a, definitely a revelation, I suppose. And in it. So, like the other two boys, yeah, but VVD, come on. You've had your plaudits. You know, you've had plenty of them. So, I know. Hopefully, we'll be able to move on from Gravenberch being man of the match every week. And we'll see some more. But he's, like we said at the start of the season, it'd be great to just see everyone start talking about this guy now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, oh, look, Liverpool have got this amazing midfielder that they had last year. All these, you know, the articles, all the talk about him, it's starting to happen now. It's starting to happen for him. So, yeah, definitely. But hopefully for October, we'll be able to say someone different, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, not one of them, you know, but hopefully that someone else will be coming to the fore. Mac was close as well, but Gakpo, if he gets the games, Ibu and VVD, it just shows you we're in a position now where we can pick from four, which is good. It's a good place to be.
It is a good place to be.
Yeah, if there was just one obvious, and we haven't even mentioned Mo Salah because everyone hates him now, or Trent because everyone hates him now as well. But Mo's been racking up numbers. Mo's been racking up elite numbers, and we haven't even mentioned it. That just shows you how good a place we're in at the moment. Obviously, you look at the league table, that tells you all you need to know.
Yeah,
you know so. It's great that we can have four people in a conversation for who's been our best. Because if you're talking about September, you're basically talking about the whole season, really. Yeah, because there's a couple of games
there's 2 games in August. That's why it's weird. But we'll include them in September.
And Grav was great in those 2 games as well. So you'd have to say probably stretch it right back. He deserves it. But player of the season so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's very close. I would have. I might have said Lucho initially. I know that he did have a couple, like the game against Forest, the game against.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, the game against Forest was like but that was a crap game, I think, for every player for us, that we just no one really like showed up in that game really the way we would have liked them to show. But I mean, Lucho started off the September with the Brentford match, or no, Brentford was in August, but he had 2 goals against Brentford. Then he had 2 goals back to back, braces, especially against Manchester United at Manchester United. It kind of like gives a little extra points. But yeah,
And he has 5, doesn't he? 5 goals
He has
Yeah.
5 goals.
so
Yep.
far. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, he started the season on fire. I mean, first Ipswich was kind of everybody feeling their way in, and Ipswich put up a really good fight. But yeah, as soon as those 2 doubles come in,
Mhm.
he was. You could see everything he was trying was, close to coming off, or player
Well, he had
really high on
a double. He had a double. He had a
really
goal and
high on
assist that game. He had a goal and assist. He had a goal and assist.
Yeah, so you can get again. He's not going to score doubles every game, but over the
Yeah.
course of those 6 games, you take that over the course of a season, trim it a little bit, you're still looking at 14s and then 10 assists, maybe something like that. You add
Yeah.
that with Salah numbers, this will all add up.
Yeah. So I was just wondering what people's ideas were on their man of the month for September. The Bolivia game has just gone final, by the way. Colombia has lost 1-0 to Bolivia.
That's Colombia all over. Inconsistent.
Yeah. Very, very true. Very, very true. I know Chris Angel's not going to be a happy camper.
Yeah. I know who he's going to blame.
When is he ever?
Yeah,
when is he ever a happy camper?
That's very true. Oh wait, I forgot Norway's playing.
We love you, Chris.
Today
love
too.
you, Chris.
By the way, Holland's got 2 goals. He's got 2 goals already.
Captained his country, so good for him.
Yeah. Especially without is he captain? Now Odegaard's captain when
Yeah.
he's healthy. But yeah. But yeah, those are scores so far. Man, time flies when you're having fun. It's 2 hours now. We are going to be doing a review tomorrow of the fantasy football review tomorrow. So we're going to be bringing up.
JK has the thing ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. We've been pushing the Survivor Series back a little bit here and there, but we're going to get the Survivor Series out there for you. Also, any news obviously that pops up or anything that you guys want to talk about, because it will be Friday, so it's TGIF. Is there any topic that we missed?
I just had an idea on the fact, because we're going to be doing the Survivor Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we're doing is basically at the end of it, we're ending up with like a team of the season so far.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was saying to 12 Man the other night was like, we also have to pick like a star man of the team. So every week
that's
we'll
right.
be picking
Captain. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just thinking there, what we could do, instead of that, right? What we could do is a cage match, right? Where because it's a Survivor Series, every week we can pick 2 from the team, and then everybody has to pick between those 2 who the star man is. So you only get 2 to pick from.
Okay.
So we'll have our Survivor Series. We can add on a little cage match, which will pick who our star player can be, just to keep the wrestling team going. Yeah, exactly. So, not to rip off if we can rip off the WWE anymore, but because it's such a classy franchise, it's what kind of thing you want to be associated with, right now.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Nothing but class.
Oh, give him 6 more months, and we can probably get Vince McMahon on here. He'd be that desperate for somewhere to go.
Probably. That's a 3-0 final for Norway, by the way, too, against Slovenia. 9.8 for his SOFA score. That is a really holy crap. How many shots did this guy have?
It tells you a lot about Odegaard, really, because we were talking about Erdogan, we were talking about Arda Güler.
Yeah.
Wonder Kids and all that, next, he was 16, he was 15 when he came to Liverpool, he came to Man United, he did the tour of all the clubs. 16 signs for Real Madrid. Typical Wonder Kid. He was on 150 grand a week when he was 17. Mad stuff. You just think, oh, he's Odegaard, he's the next Messi. Oh, this is whatever. Let's see.
Yeah.
But he was a tricky kind of number 10, a winger, all that stuff. And those guys, they can drop off the radar and have a decent career. But I just think it's really kind of instructive when you see the Odegaard. He not only captains Norway, he captains Arsenal. So
Yeah.
this guy clearly has a head on his shoulders, and that's probably what's allowed him to go through that Real Madrid machine and say, like I was talking about earlier on about Goulier, if it comes to a point where, when does he say, okay, I'm going to give up on my dream of making this and sign for another club? Yeah, and just admit the fact that it's
Very
not going
much.
to work here.
Yeah, that's a good. I was about to say, because he's been on loan quite a bit for Real Madrid.
Just Odegaard, he went to Herenveen, he went to Real Sociedad, I think he went to one of the others.
Vitesse,
Vitesse Arnhem, yeah. He went loads of loans, and then he ends up at Arsenal, captain in a club. So he's shown that if you just keep kind of your head down, it's like, okay, you went to Madrid as a 17-year-old. Guess what? You got chewed up and spat out. It doesn't mean you have to end up in Turkey in 2 years playing for
right.
You can still go on and have a great career and come back 10 years later and go, hey, look, Madrid, I didn't play for you, but I've won this and won this and won that. Right. So I think it's really instructive that Odegaard has that mentality. Now, this is probably a Scandinavian thing as well. They're very they're very level-headed people up there. But the fact he's captaining Arsenal as like a number 10, he's not like the centre half guy, the Sol Campbell type or.
No, I don't think that Arsenal was that. I don't think a lot of the Arsenal fans were like head over heels with him when he initially came to the team.
They
could
see what he could do. Yeah, they could see what he could do, definitely. But
I didn't think that they rated him as highly as he's rated now, though. I didn't think that was like the case.
Oh, of course not. Not now, no. But he was seen as a bit of a gamble, but kind of like, if we brought him, it'd be like, Jesus, if this guy is half as good as everyone said he was when he was 15, he's still going to be unbelievable. It'd be that kind of thing. But yeah, I just think he showed he obviously has a great mental strength, to be captain of his club and his team after that kind of journey, as it were. So a lot of these guys, they get chewed up, spat out, and you never see him again.
I would love to see Arda join Reds. I think he'd be a great addition.
What would you pay? What would you be your maximum for?
What would be my maximum that I would pay for him?
If he was on a 4-year deal there, right? Now, so let's just say, they have one of those stupid 500 million clauses that they have. Of course, they
right.
They won't want. So, where would you? What would you? What would you go? 50, 60? I mean, where would you be for a goal there?
I'll tell you right now. Hold on, I have it actually open. Guler is on. He's currently making 100,000 euros. He is signed for 5 years. Is that his buyout? No, it's not his buyout. What's his release clause? He has a release clause. His release clause isn't.
Night, Mario.
Good night. Yeah, I don't.
Night, Mario. Night.
How much did he pay for Ryan?
Right. Well, Grav 34.
34.
Yeah.
I'd make an offer the same offer. I know it's not going to get there, but I'd make 35 million. Maybe be willing to negotiate up to 40, but I wouldn't go over 40 million.
I'd go up to 50.
50?
I'd go up to 50 for him,
How much was Euro? How much was Euro?
I think they paid that for him. Yeah, I think they paid.
Didn't they pay 50? I'm just like looking at it comparatively speaking.
They got. Well, I mean, he only had 1 year left on his deal, and United were like, yeah, we don't care, we'll give you 50. That's not that's like every other club on the planet was like, okay, these idiots, So I would be looking at someone like, as a comparison for him, Not many,
I was
because
wondering,
he is a, yeah. I mean, to go from Madrid, because you got to buy a kid from them. He's on 5 years left. That's a, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. 5 years left on his deal. He has a $26 million deal. He makes about 100,000 euros a week, which is basically he makes about 5.2 million a year. 40 million. Hey, take it, leave it. Maybe hopefully push for it a little bit. Push or
I'd like to see us go. I'd like to see us give him the proposal. Because there's nothing worse than letting a player, or nothing bad about letting a player know
that you're
you
interested.
value him enough.
Yeah.
But also that you value him enough to actually put a bid on a table.
Yeah.
A substantial 40.
Mm-hmm.
Get the lines of communication open. Establish a relationship. So if in a year's time maybe he is ready to move because he still hasn't played, and they bought another attacking player.
Right. Exactly.
But then you have all the groundwork laid. Now that obviously doesn't give you, we did that with Mbappe, took him on the helicopter, brought him to merry-go-rounds. It doesn't always work, but you can at least try, So
right.
It's the kind of player you want to be obviously around the table for. These are rare talents when they become available. I've seen enough of him to know that he is incredibly talented, but that's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Literally, that is all. But the people who run clubs the size of Real Madrid have also decided that. So it's probably only a matter of what's between his ears. He obviously has it in his boots. So for a kid like this, it's clearly get him to the right club with the right manager. More often than not, playing time. Give him playing time.
KJ's adamant about says he wouldn't take because we have Harvey, and that he's a 10, not a right wing. He does play right wing.
Yeah, he can if needs be. He's flexible. Yeah, he's flexible.
But I think he has probably about the same kind of speed or pace as Harvey does. He's not exactly a pace merchant or something.
Probably a fair point. Yeah, he wouldn't be a rapid up and down the winger.
No.
Yeah, fair comparison. Yeah.
Just didn't have the pace. Yeah, that Ozil did. Yeah.
When did Ozil have pace?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ozil's top speed was like 5 miles an hour, dude. When did Ozil have pace? Ozil didn't need pace, man. Like he had it. Like that guy racked up assists like nobody else. He had an extra 10 yards in his head.
Yeah.
What a player he was.
No, he was great. Yeah, great player.
Not for me, to be honest. He's a good player. Not great for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No.
I would have had like a David Silva or something like that, but yeah, I understand.
Yeah, says on Marino sentence tonight. No, not having a note, so I have.
Yeah, I know.
No, bro, I'm just on when it's football. I just keep it 100.
Yeah.
I prefer David Silva. David Silva over Ozil every week for me.
I didn't realize I had a pick and mix here. If it's David Silva, yes, definitely over an Ozil, but Ozil could play a pass, man, and I like someone that can just play a pass, So he was an artist in the game, but if you're offering me a David Silva, no comparison.
Well, no Ozil fans here, and also, I guess, but we are all fans of you out there that have joined us today. Again, we're going to be back tomorrow. We certainly will be more likely at the 7 p.m. time tomorrow because I do have something to do in the afternoon. So I will make sure that I am on point with getting the Liverpool gassed up and ready to go. Or even, I don't know, maybe use for those, I don't know, environment friendly people out there will make the Liverbird a solar plane or
Oh,
something like that.
it always was. It always was. We were just using terminology. Yeah, our carbon is neutral.
Our carbon footprint is 0.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, KJ, you're a Nozel fan. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, I prefer David. David Silva was a pretty incredible player. But all the same, we have some pretty incredible players that we're going to talk about tomorrow, I'm sure. We got the fantasy football. We have Survivor Series. We have
Cage match.
Cage matches. It's going to be, you know.
Ronda Rousey. That's a thing, right? We've got
maybe
Ronda
Rousey, you know, steel cage matches, like you said, you know, might be some chairs, some folding chairs being thrown into the ring. Who knows what happens on a Friday? It gets wild up in here. So
at this stage, we're going to have to get Savage in.
Yeah, he would be good.
I mean, with this much wrestling, yeah, we're going to have to get Savage in for this.
Reach out and see if he'll join us. I mean, if he sometimes see, who knows, he might be just sitting in the cut right now, just watching us on the low. Sometimes he does that. So yeah, reach out, invite him over, definitely. But until tomorrow, I'll give the guys their final thoughts. Final thoughts, Irishman.
See you tomorrow for JK's fantasy football masterclass.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not putting any pressure on him, but yeah, he's got it all lined up. It's going to be unmissable. Oh
yeah, Trish would be nice to have there too. She would be great to have. And Nalante, what is your final thought for today?
Oh, once again, ladies and gentlemen, another show on the now not unknown, the famous 12-man show with me, 12, and Brian the Irishman, putting in the hard work. But if you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, contracts, international football, who's good, who's not, Stefan Bajcetic, who's upsetting the Red Bull players. Boo-hoo. As was it Redman chair? I think Red Chairman said, "Big up yourself. Cry me a river, man. He's better than all of you midfielders. So what are they crying for?" And also, great Arda. Would he fit in Liverpool? Would he not? At the end, Mehmet Ozil. I digest. I take back my comments about Mr. Ozil. Good or not? Not for me. And again, we end the note on another England woeful defeat. Oh yeah. Happy days. Happy days. The criticism of the media will be unfound. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we gear for another day, I hope you have a great day. Blessings, peace, and love to you all in the chat. And as I always say at the end, please take care, be safe, and take care of each other. Good night.
Good night. And we will see you tomorrow. But before we do, just keep this always in mind. Up the Reds, people. Up the Reds. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.